we're very fortunate in South Carolina to have one AIA and one School of Architecture. And it's a perfect ground for experimentation, for research, for collaboration. Even if you didn't go to school at Clemson, it is your connection to academia here. And there's a great relationship between the college and AIA, which may not occur in other sections where they have several several schools of architecture.
We're living in a period where chaos is the norm. And if you don't adapt, you're going to fall by the wayside. So embracing that kind of hyperactive world that doesn't understand territorial boundaries, that transcends all of that, is going to be a critical situation for any institution, for universities, for business, for institutions like the American Institute of Architects. And so how we adapt, I think, is going to be critically important in terms of how we move forward.
I think one of the challenges for the AIA is that the membership has such a wide and varied group, from single-family residential to 1 and 2 man firms to, the mega firms of 250 and above, and trying to make programming work for everybody and have value for all the membership. That's a constant challenge, I think, for everybody as the profession changes. And, you can't say that the AIA is isolated in what they do. Their advocacy brings in other groups, construction groups, land owners, legal, real estate brokers. There's a lot of collaboration between those other groups. We see more and more happening, I believe. So I think that's good and strong because you bring your complete team together and see how you can work and fit together better.
I think the AIA, like any institution, and AIA in the South Carolina AIA in particular has a storied history. But the world that we knew 5 years ago is not the world we're going to know 5 years from now. And that's largely true, but it's particularly true at this particular time due to the economic changes and shifts that we've seen. The nature of the workforce has changed. The nature of how we integrate with others and how we work with others become even more critical.
It's interesting that Steve and I, independent of each other, showed up in Chicago. I think it was Chicago 5 years ago, and I guess we'd seen this ad for this conference about residential architecture, so we both went, and we both went, holy cow, this is something that really spoke to both of us. All the seminar, it was like a intensive workout over the weekend because it was very information packed. All the seminars they had a tour, and then the seminars were based on things that were pertinent to our practice. 2 years prior to that, a group of architects did that. They went to the AIA convention. There wasn't any really content. We found out recently the majority of the registered architects do residential, but so the AIA said, well, okay, so provide content. So they started this group called CRAN, the Custom Residential Architect Network.
Within the AIA, there's a body called the Academy of Architecture for Health. It is the most active member subgroup of the AIA out there in terms of advancing knowledge and disseminating that to its practitioners. So it's a critical tool in advancing the knowledge base and disseminating what knowledge is out there to the rest of practitioners. So we are in fact increasing the knowledge that we're applying to the design of these buildings.
We're not competitors. We're not all chasing the same client. If we get together and talk and share what we're able to share, we're going to all be better at what we do and elevate the entire practice.
So will this change the way the AIA looks at residential architecture?
I think it's already changing.
We're the fastest growing and the best funded knowledge community within the AIA. And at the AIA convention 3 weeks ago, all of the CRAN sponsored seminars were standing room only, to the point of they had to say, hold a hand up if you've got a seat next to you.
The architects on Hilton Head have always been interested in the AIA, and I think that interest came through Clemson because as a student you could see what the AIA was doing for the profession of architecture.
Well, Dave McClure was very, very instrumental in that. Expected all his staff to be. Expected everybody to be as committed as he was.
Well, the AIA always supported students and student trips and things of that nature. They gave money to the students and gave money to the Clemson Architectural Foundation. We appreciated that as students, and we followed through as we came into the profession.
As a student, we're really busy, and we don't always have time to participate in as many extracurricular things as we'd like. But it does always seem like the AIA is always there, and even if it's in the background, and it's always sort of a support group. And the AIA professionals will come in and they'll give lectures for us in different seminar courses, and they're always offering support and always offering encouragement. And it's really, even though you don't take advantage of it as a student, probably as you could, it's really still reassuring to have.
And it comes down to leadership. It's going to take, a leadership that really sort of sees us through this period. And I think we have that in South Carolina. So I think that adaptation is going to occur, and it's going to occur in a way that's going to be very positive for the state. It's going to be a very positive opportunity for the AIA. The sort of commitment to the institution, I think, is there. So I'm encouraged by the future.